Introducing a podcast like no other. Set your whole shot device and rev up your engine. It's time for the Gate Drop Podcast.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Gate Drop Podcast. Today, it's just me and my buddy Tredun. So let's get right into it. Tredun, did you watch the race?
Watched highlights.
You watched highlights. Give me your take on what happened this weekend at Thunder Valley.
From what I saw, I was pretty impressed with the battle that the Lawrence brothers and Deegan had going. But yeah, I'm kind of on AMA's side when it comes to the penalty.
Yeah, I mean, I can see both sides. I mean, the track markers were knocked down. And if you're not super familiar with the track, especially like when they changed a bunch of stuff up, it could be easy to see why Deegan took that line, why he went so far inside. But on the flip side with the AMA, okay, yeah, that is normally where the track markers are, technically speaking. I can see both sides.
Go ahead. The way I see it, as long as you're within the visible track markers, I think it's fair game. So when I first watched it, I thought they did screw him over. But looking at the replay and then seeing what they did for the 250 moto, I kind of can understand it. But
yeah, but I mean, to dock him 7 positions,
I thought that was a bit brutal.
That was, I want to say like 2 or 3, not friggin' 7, because Hunter and Lawrence did the same thing, and they only docked him, 2 or 3 positions?
And they claim it's because he did it multiple laps, but I mean,
listen, yes, the situation with the track markers was not ideal, but that being said, the flyer barrier was also right there, and obviously Deegan was well inside the flyer barrier. So, I mean, penalty, yes, but not 7 positions. That's just kind of a big fuck you for no reason.
Pretty much. And
I mean, even without that penalty, Deegan kind of ruined his own race.
He threw it away.
He did. Not nothing against him. I don't think he really meant to. I think, the adrenaline and the heat of the moment got to him, and he was just simply overriding the bike. I think that's all it was.
I think one of 2 things happened. He either got caught up being in the battle like that and just lost focus, or he's still used to throwing a 250 around and he got tired.
I mean, he hasn't been on the 450 for very long. He's only been on it full time for a month now?
Just about, yeah. And
can you really blame him? I mean, he's still a young kid. He's still 20.
From what I've seen, I'm impressed with how much he's kind of knocked off the habit of treating his bike like a 250. He's off the clutch, he's off the revs, but I still think he tries to throw it around like one.
No, I mean, he spent how long on the 250 doing that? So, I mean, it's really hard to break that habit, but not only that, they're racing at elevation.
Exactly.
So everybody's bike is not acting normal solely because of the elevation. So they got to deal with that as well.
And I think Shimoda was a prime example of that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, still props to him for getting the overall.
Right.
I thought pleasantly surprised. I did too, but to see Shimoda get the overall, I mean, props to him. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he got the overall. But not only
one
that,
of those riders that,
Jett Lawrence and Lucas Coenen.
I like
what the hell? Both those two, the entire day, both motos just battling. I mean, honestly, if Lucas Coenen could get a little bit better flow, he would have beat Jett.
Well, and I think it could be a controversial take, but I think the GP riders may have a bit more endurance than the guys over here. So I think if he could have just gotten used to the more flowy track, if you will, I think he really would have been a threat to Jett.
He still was a threat to Jett in his first ever race over here. I mean, you got to keep in mind the tracks that the GP guys race on, they are so much different than they are over here. You almost can't compare it.
Right.
So for Lucas Coenen, who's leading the points in MXGP, to just pop over here just because and go 2-2 for second overall in his first ever race in the States, that is unheard of.
Well, and was it his brother, Sasha?
Sasha didn't. He struggled a lot in Moto 1, but he came out and just smoke checked everybody in Moto 2.
I was impressed with Moto 2 heavily.
Yeah, I wasn't even really paying that much attention to 250 Moto 2, and I tune in, there's like 10 minutes left, and Sasha Coenen is still fucking pristine, not a speck of dirt on him.
Mm-hmm.
Just casually, just out front, long since checked out.
I think both of those boys put on an impressive show, and I would love to see them both come back.
They are. This isn't the only race they're doing this year.
Really?
They're doing multiple rounds.
I did not know this. I thought this was their only round this year.
No, they're doing multiple rounds. At least from what I've heard, they're doing at least 3 rounds this year.
I'm excited to see that then. I'm really excited.
I mean, it's really nice to see, GP guys come over here and, take a crack at it, especially when they come over here, they do well. That's just another threat on the track that the normal big dogs have to deal with. And it's always, it's a nice refresher to see. That being said, I feel like it's almost a wasted opportunity if they end up being another Tom Viel. You know what I mean? You pop over here for a couple years and you just dip out.
And that's what I hate to see. I would love to see what they could do in a whole championship or a whole year even. But
well, I mean, it's not only that, it's the fact that, Tom Viel came to the US, stayed here for like 2 or 3 years, right? Got a couple championships and then just fucked off back to Europe. I mean, call me crazy. You can call me what you want. I don't care. But I feel like the racing we have here in the States, it's a lot more difficult than GPs.
I could see it to a point.
I mean, yeah, to a point. I'm not saying, that the GP guys have it easy, because they don't. I'm just saying, I feel like it's more difficult to race over here because our tracks are not only so different as a whole, but every single track is so vastly different from the last. Whereas most GP tracks, aside from, 2 or 3, they kind of all have the same kind of feel to them. They're all, really soft, wet, tacky dirt. But you don't get that over
Rutted.
here. Yeah, it was rough. Rutted, it deteriorates quick over there. I mean, yeah, it does here too, but
it's a lot harder to pack over here.
Yeah, it's way hard pack. You got certain sections where you have 0 traction whatsoever, and you're fighting the bike. And you have another traction on the other side of the same track where you have too much traction, and now you're struggling to freaking slow down or scrub
or even corner. Look
Exactly. How many times in this last week alone did we see guys go down on a hip jump or a corner? It was everybody. I mean.
Well, it was worse Moto 2, granted, but still, you could tell it caught them all off guard.
Yeah. Nobody had a good flow on Lakewood. Lakewood is notorious for being the least flowy track on the circuit, which is also where you see some of the best racing.
This is true. It is eventful, but it wouldn't hurt my feelings to see Lakewood.
I would rather see Paula get booted from the circuit than Lakewood.
I would like to see tracks like Florida and Glen Helen come back.
I've been saying this ever since they brought Paula onto the circuit. Get rid of Paula, bring back Glen Helen. Glen Helen, besides Redbud, was the race of the year.
I loved watching that race when I was young. It was eventful, and it always was cool to me because they raced it for GP for a couple of years too.
Yeah, they did. They need to do that again. But I mean, I understand like the whole contract dispute with the owners of Glen Helen and everything like that. But I mean, come on. You can't just take a legendary track and just say, screw everybody out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, it sucks because Glen Helen is such a legendary track. There's nowhere can really compare to it. You know what I mean?
There's no other track like it.
No, there's not. It's sandy, but it's still hard packed, so you got traction. Massive elevation changes.
That's the most eventful part.
It gets super fucking ruddy, especially in the corners. Which, as the race and the moto goes on, more lines open and close up. So it's almost like there's a new line every single lap, and it keeps things interesting. It creates more opportunities to pass.
Exactly. And I will always love the, I guess, more easily deteriorating tracks simply because they're evolving throughout the whole race.
Absolutely. It's another obstacle these guys got to deal with, and that creates better racing. It pushes the great guys to do even better. And then, you get instances like, let's throw a hypothetical out there. Let's say Jett Lawrence is out there in Moto 1, and he is long since checked out. He's leading the way. All of a sudden, a line changes because the track's deteriorating. Jett goes down and he gets passed. Now, what does that happen? Now everybody's on the edge of their seat. What's going to happen next? You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's the kind of racing I like. I don't like people checking out.
No, I don't either. I like a long, drawn out battle from start to finish. I want to see more passing. I want to see more aggressive riding. Just not the same stuff every race, which so far this year, it has not been the same thing every race. Yes, so far, one of the Lawrence brothers has won every single race, even every single moto.
That was kind of a given, though. I mean,
Yeah, it is. That being said, the fact that Deegan in his rookie year is battling with these guys every single moto and he's running up there, that's awesome.
he's giving them a run for their money, which is
Hell,
far more than I thought he
in
would do.
Moto 1, he passed Hunter and he was battling Jett for the lead and they were dogging each other.
Well, and look how aggressive Hunter had to be to get around him. And was it Moto 1 or Moto 2?
Moto 1. Moto 2, Haiden never passed Hunter. Not really.
Right. Yeah, I thought Haiden was going to pun Lawrence after that one.
He wanted to. He wanted to bad. He was waiting for his chance, and then Haiden just made a mistake, and he went down. Honestly, if Haiden didn't make those mistakes, which, I mean, they're going to happen no matter what. Everybody makes those mistakes on any given weekend, and Lakewood is an especially notorious track. But I feel like if Haiden didn't make those mistakes, and especially with Jett struggling at Lakewood in general, I feel like so far that was his best chance to get at least a moto win.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to have to remind me, he hasn't won any yet this year, has he? No.
Nope.
Yeah, I think he could have had a fighting chance.
His best moto finish so far this year has been a third, I think. Pretty sure. I know he's already gotten an overall podium, which is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe not during the outdoor season this year. I mean, he may get a moto win. If he does, that'd be great. Be super happy for him. Obviously, I'm a Deegan fan. But I feel like Deegan's best chance to get another win this year is the playoffs.
I agree. And there's no telling what can happen in this moto season. We're only on round 3.
Yeah, no. Yesterday was round 3. I mean, anything can happen. I mean, look what happened. I mean, it's not super surprising what happened to Chase on press day. I'm surprised it happened on press day, not the race, but
yeah.
I mean, he claims it was a bike issue. I mean, watching the replay, I can easily see how it could be a bike issue. You know, he took off just fine. He was midair. Obviously something happened with the bike, and he just continued the series of Tuckleberry Finn. I mean,
unfortunately,
as much shit as I talk about him and talk on him, I hope he's okay. I hope he heals up quick. He comes back. He starts piecing things together because I want to see Chase Sexton succeed. I don't want to see him continue with whatever bike or team problems he's got going on. I just want to see him throw his leg over a bike right to his potential and just have fun on the bike. That's what I want to see.
See the number 23 HRC Sexton again.
Seriously.
Whatever
we talked about this last week.
Yeah, I want to see that come back because he used to be a threat to anybody in whatever class he was in. But
I mean, he was battling with Tomac every single week. Yeah, he made some mistakes here and there, but he was still getting main event wins. He ended up winning the championship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where's that guy? That's the guy we want to see. That's the Chase we want to see. The dude that's just happy to frickin' be there and happy to ride his dirt bike at the highest level.
Exactly.
Win or lose, at least he could say, hey, I'm making a living doing what I frickin' love.
And you had touched on that last week. He might just not enjoy it anymore.
Now, I think he lost all motivation. I think he's just doing it now because he's paid to do it. I pray to God I'm wrong.
You don't see him smile nearly as much as you once did.
No, he's all serious. He's, even when I went to Seattle Supercross this year and I saw him and Marchbanks in the pits, Marchbanks didn't do as good as Sexton did, even in qualifying, but he's still there. He's doing his thing. He's interacting with fans. He's like, okay, yeah, this sucks, but I'm still happy to be here. And then Sexton's just like, yeah, whatever. It's totally nonchalant, doesn't care.
Yeah, that's the issue. I don't think he sees joy in this sport anymore.
I don't think he likes riding a dirt bike anymore. I don't think it's because he doesn't like riding it for PC. I don't think he likes riding in general.
He's blamed it on every team that he's been with. That should say something in itself.
Yeah. And what happened when he was on an HRC and he made a mistake? Who did he blame it on? He didn't blame it on him. He didn't blame it on the team. He blamed it on himself. He took accountability. He took ownership of that. He's like, yeah, I had an off day. That's my fault. We'll come back next week. We'll do better.
Hearing him say that, with every rider, that should be their mindset: is do better than the last week.
Absolutely. Now, if you have a bike problem, yeah, you have a bike problem. You don't have to take fucking ownership of the thing. Like, yeah, it was an off day, the bike just wasn't feeling good, and unfortunately we couldn't execute. Totally get it. But when it's every single time, every single week, there's an issue with the bike. At what point do you stop and you think, is it the bike or is it me?
Accountability factor that
Because I guarantee you anybody else could potentially throw their leg over that bike and succeed.
Tomac.
I mean, hell, Marchbanks has been outshining Sexton. The entire Pro Circuit 250 team has been riding on rails.
They've been dominating the 250 class this year.
Absolutely, they have. Romano, Hammaker, Kitchen. Come on. If your 250 team is riding on freaking rails every single week and succeeding and winning races, winning overalls, Marchbanks has been stepping up his game and he's doing better and better and better every single week. But your star guy has a bike problem every single time he throws the leg over it. Is it really the bike?
I would like to see someone who is truly top tier in 450 class go to Cali just to see Sexton get proven wrong.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when that happens, and it's going to happen, everybody's going to see it wasn't Sexton. I mean, it wasn't the team. It wasn't his bike. It wasn't his mechanic. It wasn't the track. It was him.
And people can say all they want now. I think all the proof is in the pudding, the way it stands. But apparently there does need to be that extra push. I don't know.
Man. And I mean, like I said just a few minutes ago, I'm not talking shit on Sexton because I hate the guy. Quite the opposite. I think he's a phenomenal rider. I think he just needs to pull his head out of his ass. He needs to do some reflecting, figure out what's going on with him. How is he holding himself back? Because that's exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
What changed between Sexton on Honda HRC to Sexton we have now? What is the change in his mental capacity and his mentality and his whole personality? What changed? Because obviously whatever did change needs to go back. I don't know what he's got going on, but he's doing it to himself at this point. He's psyching himself out. He's in his own head. He's put way too much pressure on himself, which is understandable, but
it's almost like he looks back at where he was and like he has to be that person again.
You don't have to be that person again.
Well, exactly. Like, just do what you did before. Don't focus on that, because if you're not winning, then you're not going to have fun.
Dude. Just all the things, even the shit I've been fucking saying. Chase, if you're listening to this right now and you listen to all the shit I've said about you earlier, tune it the fuck out. Because at the end of the day, whatever fucking Joe Schmo like me fucking says about you doesn't fucking matter. What matters is what you think about you. And Chase, you need to get out of your head, brother. You're so much better than this, and yet you're coming in and you're overriding, you're overthinking. That's leading to you tucking the front every single week. This isn't the real Chase Sexton that we've been seeing this year. This isn't you. Get out of your head. Just focus on the here and now. Ride in front of him. If Chase does that, he's going to succeed. He's not going to get 1 or 2 wins a year. He's going to get multiple and multiple.
We'd see the old Chase Sexton come back.
Just I don't know what he needs to do, but he needs to do something.
Something's not working.
He needs to figure out what isn't working. He needs to fix it, or at least try to fix it.
I mean, I get it if you're putting all your effort in, and I can't say whether or not he is, but
it does. All I can say from my perspective, it doesn't look like he is. He may say he is. He's doing the work. He's giving it his all, but I don't think his heart's in it, and that's what's holding him back.
Exactly.
Now, on the flip side, Levi Kitchen put on a show.
Yes, he did.
That dude was on rails. Romano on rails. Hammaker on rails. The whole 250 PC team has checked every single little box.
To see those boys doing as good as they are, it puts a smile on my face.
Seriously, I'm like, dude, when can we move Kitchen and Hammaker up to the 450s? Give Marchbanks some help. At least bring Hammaker up or Kitchen, either one of those two. I feel like
both of them. I'd love to see both of them in the premier class.
I can't see a reason why either one of them wouldn't be up front battling, especially Hammaker.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, even the fact that, Kitchen got second, and he didn't even know. He didn't even know he got second when he crossed the finish line. He just put his head down He rode his race. He did everything he possibly could. He got second. So he got the freaking podium bonus. And he didn't know until his mechanic came over to him and congratulated him. And he's like, what? I got second? Shit. Because he was pissed on that first turn pile up.
Blame the guy, but
I don't blame him at all. If that was me, I would be steaming mad.
Back in my racing days, that would ruin my mentality for the rest of the race if I have a bad start. So the fact that he was able to pull it back together and still achieve
a podium
even, yeah, it's impressive.
Chase needs to fucking talk to Levi and figure out what Levi's got going on, because whatever he has going on, it's working.
Yes. And honestly, I think Haymaker does have a bit more going for himself than Kitchen does. But Kitchen, give him a year or two more, I think he'll be right up there with him.
Absolutely. No, I think he'd be up there now. You said, hey, Kitchen, you're not on the 250s anymore. We need you in the premier class, like right now. Like you're racing. What track we got coming up next? Freaking
Not Thunder, but Unadilla, I believe.
No, Unadilla is towards the end of the year.
Never mind, ignore me.
Mount Morris.
Yes.
Mount Morris. If Mitch Payton goes up to Kitchen, goes, hey, Friday, you usually go to Mount Morris. You're not on your 250. You're going to throw your leg on a 450 and you're in a race. I feel like Kitchen would. He'd be up there. He'd be up there. He'd be battling.
I could see him at least get.
He'd be battling for at least a top 5.
I think if he's feeling good on the bike, he could get a top 5
without a doubt. Without a doubt. I feel like everybody else, other than the Lawrence brothers in the 450 class, everybody needs to figure some shit out, because we cannot keep having both of the Lawrence brothers running 1 and 2 and check out super early, and it stays that way every single moto.
Like I said, don't get me wrong, I like Lawrence brothers, but like I said,
I do too.
I do not like seeing people check out.
I do too. I love the Lawrence brothers, especially Hunter. I just want to see better racing. I want to see more battles up front.
Like beginning a Moto 1 between those three, Lawrence and Deegan. That's what I want to see all race long.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to lie, Lucas Coenen.
I was really impressed with the battle he was putting on too, but unfortunately, that's not something we get to see year round.
I'm almost speechless at the ride that Lucas Coenen put in. I mean, I knew he was going to be up here battling, but to go 2-2 and for him to do it somewhat easily for him, I mean, come on. Exactly. He is the threat that we need in this outdoor 450 class.
Well, and I think it was Herlings that came over years ago.
Herlings, yep, he did, and he fucking dominated.
Well, and I remember what documentary I watched, even the guys making it, they said triple number, because here in the U.S., triple number does not mean premier.
No, not normal.
It threw people off to see complete foreigner, never raced AMA before, come out and do that good. And I think that's exactly what Coenen brothers did.
That's 100% what they did. I mean, yeah, I get why especially Lucas Coenen couldn't keep his number. That's Hunter Lawrence's number.
Right.
Okay, I get it. But when you say the number 1, going 1-1, getting the overall, who went 2-2? Number 104. Who's 104? Lucas Coenen. Who's that guy? Because unfortunately, not a lot of guys also follow MXGP. I am speechless. I have almost no words for how excited and happy I was to see Coenen go out in the 450 class and just do what he did.
I love seeing curveballs like that get thrown in. I really do.
I mean, most of the reason why I even bothered to watch Thunder Valley was because the Coenen twins were racing. I wanted to see how they were going to do. And I was super shocked to see Sasha Coenen mid-pack in 250 Moto 1.
Yeah, especially after what I saw, what Lucas had done, I was a bit shocked.
I mean, they're both the same age. They're both leading the points in their respective classes in MXGP. I mean, I'm baffled in a good way. I thoroughly enjoyed watching the race, and honestly, I feel like they should just come over here full time.
I'd like to see it, especially like people like Caroli. I would have loved when he stepped away from MXGP to come over here and at least race for a year.
I would have loved to see Tony Cairoli. Would have loved to see it. I mean, granted, it was really nice to see him after he stepped away from MXGP full time to go work with TLD Ducati and test it and help develop the bike. And he even raced it before they officially brought their team over, which was awesome to see. I mean, I feel like that's why out of all the most recent manufacturers to come into the sport, Ducati has done by far the best.
I think we had touched on this last week. They did it the right way.
Absolutely, they did. I mean, just the fact that they scored Barcia. Yes, Ferrandis has been doing pretty well in the Ducati. I will give him that. And he's been doing well consistently. However, you can't really compare Ferrandis to a healthy Barcia, even though Barcia's in his 30s.
Ferrandis is another one of those guys. I missed watching him over on Yamaha on 250 class.
Right? I mean, when he was with Star on the 250, he dominated. I mean, yeah, I completely understand that there's a huge gap between the 250s and 450s. Huge gap. That being said, Jett Lawrence did the inverse, if you remember correct. Jett Lawrence, he struggled a lot in the 250s. And then he moves up to the 450s and he just wins every single title there is, just casually.
Yeah.
It's almost unheard of to see a guy go from the lights class to the premier class. He struggled in the lights, but when he moves up, he dominates in every single aspect. I mean, the last guy to do that was Carmichael.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, Carmichael and Stewart. But those two, same era. I will say, Carmichael may be the greatest of all time to throw his leg over a bike. He's not the fastest. James Stewart will forever be the fastest man on a dirt bike ever. Yeah, I'll even say, even Jett Lawrence in his prime, 100% healthy, dominating, he still cannot touch James Stewart.
Well, and look at how much Stewart trailblazed. Like some of the stuff he did on a bike in his prime was unreal.
2014
and
Toronto.
unheard of.
2014 Toronto. Do I need to say anything else? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look up 2014 AMA Supercross in Toronto.
I was going to say, just anybody who doesn't know what you're talking about needs to go bless their eyes.
Yeah. James Stewart in Toronto in 2014 had a terrible start in the main event. Yet he, and within a 20-lap Supercross race, he was able to go from last to first. And he was hitting lines nobody else could even attempt. He was hitting quads that people didn't even know were there. He had the fastest whoop speed section. That was an especially long whoop section back then. His whoop speed, we haven't seen anybody like that until, last year with Mookie when he got his win. I feel like part of my problem, my issue with racing in today's age is because I was exposed to such a pivotal golden era of this sport with guys like Carmichael, McGrath, Stewart, Reed, Brayton, Dungey, Villapoto, Millsaps, all these legends of the sport I got to watch growing up. I feel like that spoiled me because the sport is so different now, and maybe it's a nostalgic factor, but the level of racing we have today, while great, doesn't compare to that.
I think there are a lot less rules and regulations to it. It was more
without a doubt.
to watch.
Without a doubt. I mean, if you look at a Supercross layout from this year and take one from that era, everything is different. Everything is different. The tracks were a little bit longer. The jumps were a lot peakier, and the tracks in general were more technical. You know, let's bring it back to 2006. How many top guys were running under a 1 minute lap time consistently? I mean, if you got under a 1 minute lap time, you were barking. You were barking. You were on rails.
Exactly.
But now they're running sub 50-second lap times every single week. But not only that, yes, we have more rules and regulations as far as the overall racing goes. But that being said, I feel like in today's day and age, more guys are getting hurt on. Why is that? Because the bikes are getting faster, but the tracks aren't updating. The tracks nowadays deteriorate so much faster than they did back in the day. That's causing people to cross-thread, which is causing them to endo over jumps or straight up their front tucks, and they get launched off the bike. I mean, go back to 2015. How many red flag restarts were there? Not many at all. One or two?
If that,
maybe,
yeah.
If that. How many have we had this year alone?
I don't know the answer to that, and that's an issue.
It feels like, and again, I very well could be extremely wrong, but it feels like there's a red cross flag or a red flag restart every other week. Dudes are getting hurt.
I pretty much feel the same way.
Now, I'm not saying limit the power of the bikes. No. It's not what I'm saying. More powerful bikes makes for better racing.
Well, I remember watching, it was some video, and they mentioned something about thinking 450s are too much for even Supercross now. So there's people out there that think that is the solution.
I mean, I can understand why they would think that. I get it. But
Yeah, but
instead of pulling back the power on the bikes, make tracks like we used to.
Use the bike.
Make it so the tracks don't deteriorate so much after 3 laps. Because what tracks look like nowadays on lap 5 is what they looked like back in the day on lap 15.
Damn much.
I mean, I get it. You know, it's a time thing. It's a logistics thing. It's a money thing. I get it. I understand it. You can only do so much with what you got, but we need to do better. We cannot keep having people fly off the bike and getting hurt. And limiting the power of the bikes isn't going to do as much as you think it is.
If anything, that's going to make the sport more dangerous at this point in time. That's what everybody's used to.
Yeah, I mean, you limit the power of the bikes, okay, fine. But if you don't change how we build the tracks, as far as Supercross goes, not much you can do for motocross except for, well, there is something we could do for outdoors. Because if you notice, with the tracks we have on the circuit, if you watch how they prep them for the pro races, they put a layer of like mulch on. You know what I mean? Why? Why would you do that? I mean, yeah, it's cheaper than bringing in fresh dirt. I get it. But why? You're ruining the track.
I saw that firsthand when I was at Washougal in, I believe, 2024, maybe 5. It might have been 5. But still, I saw that firsthand.
Why would you do that? You don't even need to bring in dirt. The dirt's already there.
Worst comes to worst, do what we do in our fields with our turn tracks. Just turn the soil. That's all. Turn the soil and compact it. That's all you. There's no reason to put mulch on.
That's all you need to do. And if you want to change a section of track and route it a different way or whatever, just to change something up, just bite the frickin' bullet, get actual dirt, not wood chip. I'm very passionate on this. Very passionate on this because, yes, our sport is growing. More people are paying attention. More riders are coming over here to race versus going over to Europe, which is phenomenal. But at the same time, you have to stay true to the sport. What kind of motorcycle are we running on? Dirt bikes. What do they run best on? Dirt and sand, not fucking wood chip and plant pulp. I wanted to see these guys ride on wood chip. I would just go watch Enduro for bikes that are made for that. Am I fucking crazy?
No.
I mean, come on.
Hey, I like my Enduro, but I get what you're saying.
Nothing against the Enduro guys. I don't watch a lot of Enduro. From what I do watch, it's pretty entertaining, not going to lie. Great racing. But that being said, this is not Enduro. Why are we putting soil, for lack of a better term, that the Enduro guys run? And why are we just, getting rid of dirt altogether? No, we got wood chip, we got plant pulp, and we have rocks.
And another thing going back to, that was probably as old as pre-2000s. Look how many of the outdoors tracks you saw that showed grass over sections of the track. They're doing too much with the tracks now.
Way too much. They're overcomplicating things.
They're complicating it more. They're not.
It's not that deep.
I don't know how to explain that, but yeah, they're
just doing too much.
The nice part about motocross was taking something that's already there and making a track out of it, not forming the ground around it. I don't know how to explain that honestly, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what they do.
All of
Paula's elevation changes are not natural.
There's one. Maybe, but it's still, the way it rides is completely screwed up.
And the track is so compact too. Like, do we really want Paula as a pro track? Really?
First track of the year at that?
Yeah. I mean, look at all the other 10 tracks. They're not built up from a flat lot. No, they're in hills. We have elevation change. We have so many variables at every single other track. I'm not saying Paula's a bad track.
I don't believe
general. It's not what
I don't believe it deserves a spot on the pro roster.
Paula is a shit pro track. I feel like Paula is a great local track. Does it belong on the pro circuit? In my opinion, no. Terrible track, terrible elevation change, terrible racing.
I second this.
Paula is pretty much a one-line track, and it's boring as shit.
Find your line and go. Run with it.
Pretty much. Good luck passing.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know, man. I have a lot to gripe about. As much as I do gripe, I will say there's some pretty damn good racing. And I am stoked to see what the rest of this season holds. I want to see Deegan get a moto win. I want to see him get one moto win.
Biggest fan of Deegan, but I would still like to see him go podium, or more than just podium at least once.
Absolutely. I want to see Lucas Coenen come back. I want to see Coenen. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
I believe
Pretty
so.
sure. I want to see Lucas Coenen come out and get an overall. I want to see that. I want to see AP, Mookie, Barsha, freaking Webb, a bunch of these other guys up here battling for wins and podiums. I don't want it to be just the Jett and Hunter show all season. Nothing against them.
Occasionally Deegan when he has a good ride.
Yeah, I mean, nothing against them. Just I want to see the same old shit we've been seeing for the past few years.
Big reason I stopped. That's a big reason that I actually was glued to Supercross this year. There was other people competing.
Dude, let me tell you, when I went to Seattle, that was by far the best racing we've seen all season long. It was in both classes. It was just battle after battle after battle. It was a straight up war in both classes all night long. I'm so glad I went to that because, yes, bucket list. I went to a Supercross race. Yes, I got to meet some people. Great, but that also kind of spoiled it because we haven't seen that level of racing the rest of the year, with the exception of Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City was damn good. And again, did Hunter deserve to win that championship? Yes. Did Kenny deserve it more? Absolutely.
How many years has he been at it, working for that moment?
He took the worst moment of his entire career, that notorious wreck he had in 2017, and he finally erased it. He erased it. It doesn't matter anymore. It's not, I wish we could see, what Ken Roczen would be like in his prime. He erased that entire conversation. He said, no, bitch. Nuh-uh. We're only getting better. And he fucking proved it.
That's not how I go out.
No, absolutely not. He came out there and he showed everybody. Yeah, I'm in my 30s, still winning races on the regular, just won a 450 title. You can't take that away from me.
On one of the most outdated bikes you can get on.
Hey, just because it's not a brand new bike and I've been running the same chassis for the past 9 or 10 years, I feel like that's an advantage, honestly.
If it's not broken, don't fix it. Don't be like KTM or Honda. And, well, I can't say Honda. They did pretty good this year. But
yeah, their new bike.
The Austrian brands
Honda's new bike is pretty sick. Not gonna lie, it's pretty sick.
Give it to him, yeah.
That being said, the fact that Kenny was on such an old frame, I see that as an advantage because that entire time Suzuki has pretty much figured out what works for them and their riders, and they've just fine-tuned it. They didn't change a bunch of shit. They just slowly made it better and better and better and better and better and better every single year. Kickstart Kenny comes out, takes the title, undisputed. I mean, Kenny had what, five wins this season in Supercross alone, at least. Can't argue with that.
Again, think the proof is in the pudding there.
I feel like Suzuki knows what they know what they're doing. They're purposely not making a new frame because they don't need to.
And honestly, the kickstart versus e-start thing, at this point, I think they're pretty even weight wise. Yeah, maybe it sucks if you go down in a race, but I don't.
That big of a deal.
I really don't think it's necessary for anything but enduro, and that's just because you're getting screwed up spots, so you have to start your bike.
I mean, yeah, I get it. It's nice to have the e-start when you're in the middle of a race. You go down, you just pick your bike up, press the button, it starts. You're back racing. Is that always the case with a kickstart? No, it's not. Sometimes you got to sit there, you got to kick and kick and kick and kick and kick and pray to God the bike finally starts back up. I get it.
I don't see any reason to have it in motocross, though.
I mean, it's a nice to have.
That's nice to have. In my eyes, that's the difference. Say you're on the side of a hill. Sitting there kicking a bike is not going to be easy. I've been there. I've done that. Electric start would have been real nice right there. I lost positions because of that. But on a motocross track, which maybe I'm wrong, I don't ride motocross. I do enduro. But in my eyes, I don't see any reason to be able to just get up and hit the button and go. I think Suzuki's doing it right.
Yeah, they are. Now, am I saying every bike should go back to kickstart? No, it's not what I'm saying. Should I say Suzuki should just get off their ass and put an electric start in there? No, it's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's working for them. It works for Kenny. It's keeping things interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They're proving that they're not out of the conversation, which is awesome to see.
Exactly. Because I look at all the prime riders back in the day that were on Suzuki.
Carmichael, Tedesco, Stewart.
Exactly.
Anderson, Kenny.
Even Reed for a while. That wasn't his prime, but he was still doing pretty damn good.
He was. So many legends on a Suzuki.
Mm-hmm.
Dudgy. Dudgy. Do I need to say anything else? Kenny, Carmichael, Stewart, Dudgy.
Couldn't ask for a better lineup right there.
Nope. You literally can't, because every single one of those guys has at least 1 Premier Class title.
Mm-hmm.
Carmichael's got 5. Dungey has at least 1 on the Suzuki.
I know the exact numbers for him. I think it is something like that. Yeah.
Now he won.
Oh,
Well,
is it?
Dungey
Yeah.
won what, 4 titles?
With KT, I believe.
He has at least 2 with KTM. He's got at least 1 with Suzuki. I don't know if it's 1 with Suzuki and 3 with KTM, or if they're, or if it's 2 and 2. I can't remember off the top of my head. Either way, it's still valid. Now, give me your prediction for next week. What do you think is going to happen in either class?
I think after what I saw, I'm not going to lie, I didn't pay much attention to 250 class, but after what I saw in the Premier class, I think Deegan's going to come back pissed off, and he's either going to ride really good and give the Lawrence brothers a run for their money, or we're going to have an even worse version of a repeat of this week. And I would like to see people like Mookie, Plessinger, Webb, I'd like to see them close that gap even more than what it was this week.
Absolutely. Now, that being said, I don't think Deegan is going to do any worse this coming week than he did yesterday. I have hope that he's going to do the smart thing. He's going to take a step back. He's going to watch tape. He's going to focus on where he needs to improve. He's going to make those changes that he needs to make. I have no reason why he wouldn't be fighting for at least a podium.
As long as he takes a step back and breathes.
Yeah. Don't override, because that's exactly why he struggled, yesterday. Just because he was overriding. He was caught up in the moment. He was battling with Jett, and he was just over.
Look at him going down the downhill.
Yeah.
Look at him compared to Lawrence in that scenario.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not capable of it, but I would imagine a full 30-minute moto of doing that.
He's definitely capable of it. We know he is, but I feel like he put a target on Jett's back, and he was so focused on that target that he wasn't super focused on what he was doing.
Prime example of ride your own race.
Yep. He wasn't riding his race. He
was
riding based off of how Jett was riding, and you cannot do that. That's how mistakes
dangerous
happen.
in racing even.
That's how you get hurt, honestly. That's how you get hurt. That's how you take yourself out, and now you're out for at least the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm. And with the way he was riding, if he had gone down on one of the high-speed sections, I can guarantee we would not have seen him the rest of the season.
Nope, at least.
Possibly, maybe even not at SMX.
I mean, I'm super glad he didn't. I'm glad that all the mistakes he made were at relatively low speed, and he was able to instantly get right back.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. I think he's going to come out next week, and he's going to do better.
I hope to see it.
Maybe
really
not as far as the leaderboard goes. Maybe he doesn't do better. Maybe he doesn't place better. But I know he's going to come back next week, and he's going to ride better.
If I can see him ride not quite that hard, but stay consistent,
consistency is what wins. Consistency wins. I've been saying this over and over and over and over again. It's not about how fast you can go. It's how fast you can go every single lap. If you can be consistent, opportunities will come to you. All you have to do is execute. Wait for an opening and take it. Don't force it. Because that's where mistakes happen.
Anybody can win or not even win, but do good in a sprint race.
Yeah.
That's not what motocross is about, though. It's the consistency and endurance.
Fast. Anybody can go fast. Can you go fast over? Can you consistently go fast every single lap?
And even look at the pros, how beat and tired they are at the end of each moto anyway. That's a prime example of how hard this sport is, but...
Well, yeah, but I mean...
That's just the point.
Let's take a look at Prado. Let's take a look at Jorge Prado. I feel like Prado is going to be a huge problem this season for everybody else. And not in a bad way. But I mean, look at him. He's consistently fast. He's not making egregious mistakes consistently. He's staying on the bike. He lets openings present themselves, and then he executes.
Well, that's a big thing about being behind someone. Put the pressure on. Let them make this mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. Show them a wheel. Let them know you're there. Force a mistake. When they make a mistake, then you pass. Now, again, if you're behind someone and there's no doubt in your mind that you can just pass them, then do so. Absolutely, do it. But don't ride above your capabilities. Because at the end of the day, yeah, you make it a moto win. You make it an overall win. But who's going to take the title?
You can get lucky riding like an idiot.
Anybody can get lucky. Anybody can.
But chances are you're not going to get lucky for the full season.
No, it has happened. It has.
Yeah, it's possible, but chances are slim to none.
Pretty much.
Especially with how some of the riders are today.
Yeah, I mean, yes, for the last few years, it's been the Lawrence show. I get it. But how many top-level guys are there in the Premier class alone? And keep in mind, the 250 class is even more stacked. I mean, come on. It's getting to the point now where if we go to Supercross next year And let's say everybody stays healthy. Not every factory guy is going to transfer to the main from a heat race. There's going to be 1 or 2 factory guys in the LCQ every single week. And this is going to be soon.
The lineup in motocross is at an all-time high right now, and it is definitely throwing curveballs in.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I just wish more people have the capability. I mean, they do have the capability, but I wish more people could consistently put the pressure on Jett, Hunter Lawrence and threaten their overall and main event win chances.
Exactly.
It's nothing against that. I'm not saying I don't like seeing him win. I do.
It's for the sake of the sport, though.
It's purely from an entertainment standpoint, because how many times do you want to see the same guy win every single week, uncontested?
I'm sure there's people out there that want to see it, but I definitely don't.
As much as I'm a Deegan fan, I don't want to see Deegan win every race every week, because then it's just boring. It's going to get to the point where the race is on. Either Jett or Hunter's going to win. Why even?
That's exactly where I ended up watching. It wasn't fun. It's like, yeah, I'll watch highlights, but other than that, I already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Unless some freak accident happens.
I mean, I'm still going to tune in. I'm still going to watch the full race. May not be able to watch it on Saturday, but I'll go back and watch the full replay on Sunday, just because I'm so in love with this sport. It's not even funny.
I'll always have a passion for it. Might not be quite as severe as it once was, but there was a point in my life that it had a significant impact, and I will always want to support the community and at least tune in and see what's going on.
Yeah. Now, here's the question, Tredun. Am I gonna see you at Washougal?
Hopefully. We'll see how...
Do I need to buy you a ticket? Okay. Because on Wednesday, actually, by the time you guys are watching this, I'll be buying my Washougal tickets.
The only bad part about it is I don't know how fire season's going to go yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Right now, this season's looking pretty bad. So I don't know how much free time I'm going to get. Hopefully enough to go watch Washougal, but...
Yeah. I don't know. I already put it for my time off in January. I knew I was going to go. I'd already made up my mind. I've just been putting off buying the tickets because I forget.
I was fortunate enough to make it out there once and meet Kawasaki team, go see it live. It was great, but obviously...
I need to go to Washougal, and I need to meet Kenny. I need to meet Ken Roxon, goddammit. I need to meet Ken Roxon and Cody Shock.
And the Cody Shock. We love Cody Shock.
We all love Cody Shock. He did phenomenal in Supercross this season. He was what, 4th in points?
Somewhere in there.
He was up there. Dude did a lot better this year than he has previous, and I am so
100%. And that's the thing. I love to see riders come back from mid performances the years prior, and then all of a sudden really put their foot in the door. Like, yeah, I'm here.
Absolutely. I mean, it sucks that, he had that practice crash, and, he's not on the bike. He broke his arm or his wrist or somewhere in this area. It sucks to see him hurt, because I really like looking forward to seeing him on the racetrack on Saturdays. But Cody Shock, if you're watching this, because there is going to be a clip and I am going to tag you in it, so hopefully you see this. Brother, I hope you get well. I want to see you on the track, ripping it out as soon as possible. I want to see you in Washougal, and I want to have you on the goddamn podcast, man.
Well, he said.
Yeah. Also, I want to get Kelso on an episode. I do. I want to get Kelso on an episode. I want to get Luke Neese on here too.
It would be sweet.
The
more big names in here, the better.
If I could get a rider on this show, my life will be complete. Doesn't have to be a factory guy, just somebody on the pro circuit. I want to get them on the podcast. I want to hear their story. I want to talk to them about what they go through on an everyday basis, getting ready for a race.
To be able to sit and talk to a pro, that would highlight of the year.
Not even the year. That's just highlight of my life. Highlight of my life. That would be, my life will be complete. Just one time. All right. That's going to do it for this episode, guys. If you made it to this point, I thank you so much. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, follow wherever you guys are watching or listening to this. I love you, and we'll see you next week.